Hello, folks. It's another Friday out here in the calendar. That's the Gregorian calendar. It's July the 6th, 2018. I am Citizen Jones Hussein, welcoming you to another program of Journalist Hangout. It's the last edition for the week. And today, Oshomole talks tough, says APC won't lose sleep over threats by splinter group. Okorocha celebrates as court nullifies Imo APC Congress, orders fresh conduct. Senate summons IG over policeman killing. Mobile police riot in Borno State under a review. And of course, later on, we'll share this with you. President Buhari signs executive order to freeze suspicious assets. That's a tall one. I'm hanging out with Ayo Makinde. Ayo, I greet you.
Thank you for having me.
And then, of course, I have my friend Emeka Madunago.
Yeah,
Emeka, I greet you.
Sir. Good evening, viewers.
Happy Friday to you.
Thank you, sir.
So the team is ready. I hope you are. Now, the saying, may you live in interesting times, is thought to be a Chinese curse, but it is indeed an English proverb which loosely means, may you find what you are looking for, or may you come to the attention of the mighty and powerful. All Progressives Congress APC newly investitured national chairman and former Edo State Governor Adams Oshomole is living in interesting political times in the wake of the threat by the splinter group within the party, that's the Reformed All Progressives Congress, the small R APC. The comrade chairman declares he's unfazed, is not fazed by the threat. According to him, let me quote him, they are an association of bread and butter politicians. Ayo, you are not a stranger to these phrases.
Well, it is an interesting time indeed for him, seeing that this is perhaps, one would consider it one of perhaps his biggest fights since becoming chairman of the All Progressives Congress. But one of the things...
Maybe first major fight.
First major, okay. One of the things that I know that some of us, those of us around this table will find interesting is that, for political parties, there will always be something interesting to talk about.
Oh, sure.
There will always be some drama here and there. I think this may be another effort to break the APC. There's the NPDP, which is inside APC. I think then there is now the RAPC, which is also inside the APC. So maybe we are just seeing the different states inside one country called All Progressive Congress. But having said that, I don't think, I think the only time that we will know whether or not there is anything to give us any issue about this would be to say, okay, maybe there is an issue after maybe a month or two. Don't also forget that this is election year. And within these months,
Build up
certainly,
to an
it is election year. Come on, this is, when is the election holding? February next year, right? Aha, so what are we talking about?
And I thought you had a different calendar.
Okay, so within this year, we can expect a lot of things are going to happen. There are people whose names we haven't heard for the past 3 or more years. Their names are showing up now. All kinds of political permutations. So if there is anything, right now, the PDP doesn't look as strong as it could be as a political force to take on the All Progressives Congress. So anything to break it up, we only know anything to break it up would be welcomed by anybody. We only know what happens on the front pages of newspapers when a press conference is called. You don't know what goes on before that press conference.
During or after.
During or after. Even before it, in the night before, we don't know what happened.
Okay.
That is perhaps one of the things that will make Adams Oshomole said, we know what's going on.
All right. And so they are bread and butter politicians.
Well.
Emeka, as human beings, we are creatures of habit.
Okay.
So you are not surprised, just as Ayo is not. These are tough times, even if interesting for Adams Oshomole. Fighting the war and winning all battles in the war, very key for him here.
Yeah, I think Oshomole is starting on the wrong note.
is actually showing that he's not a politician at all. You know, it's one thing, you know, people said it, that it's one thing being a labor leader, is another thing being a politician. First and foremost, politics is about benefits. There's nobody who goes into politics because he has nothing doing at home.
It's when a tea party.
No. When you say they are bread and butter politicians, and I want to ask, so why do you canvass for votes? Why do you woo people? Why do you try to win elections? What is the bread and butter there? What is he doing as national chairman? He was governor for 8 years.
He's not telling you he is after the bread or the butter.
Yeah, but he has added the bread and butter to the politicians. And the politicians, what politicians are we talking about? Politicians in the All Progressives Congress. So what he is saying is that the APC also has certain tendencies that include bread and butter pursuits of bread and butter. And now I would like to say it's also very interesting that someone who has been in office for maybe not up to even a month is already speaking in such combative tones. I mean, that is not how to play politics.
But he inherited a party that was factionalized.
Yeah, but he said, I remember Shomole saying he was going to do his best to reconcile aggrieved members of the party.
What if this is one way of doing his best?
No. You don't. You see, in politics, it's about negotiation. You have intrigues in politics. Politicians will always play it. It's all over the world. It happens all over the world. But what do you do as party chairman?
Emeka,
you have to...
Still holding that your hot knife,
okay,
which you use in cutting through the party, look at the RAPC.
Yeah.
Is it so much of a threat?
Oh, really? It wouldn't, I mean, if you say they're an association of bread and butter politicians, that means they're a big threat. It means these are people who identify interests and they pursue interests.
Otherwise, it could mean they are interested in the bread and butter in
that
politics.
The APC, in APC, they're interested in the bread and butter in APC.
So what does the RAPC want?
Oh, of course. He has already said what they want, and definitely, what do they want? They want control of the party. It's no joke.
A slice of the cake or something?
A very good slice of the cake. In fact, they want to hold the knife. They want to say where the cake is, and where the cake tilts.
If you don't mind me breaking this up, Emeka, where I have a problem with all of these interests, as you have said, is, okay, so how much of this bread and butter really goes to the people? That's my own concern. So, you know, Citizen Jones, you know my position anytime I'm here is to try to find out what is the interest of the people. Because at the end of the day, why play politics if you do not have the interest of the people at heart? Yeah. Now, anytime anybody wants to take over any government, the thing you will hear is that party is not doing anything for the people. They did this, they didn't do that, they did this, they didn't do that, they did this, they didn't do that. All those permutations, that's my problem.
This is the way of our politics.
That's
over
my problem.
Over time.
And not just Nigeria, it's all over the world. I agree.
Good. So the people had always been there.
Yes, the people are there, but in
will always be there.
And they will always be there.
In whose interests? My problem really, okay, now, I'm going to take this maybe a notch higher. Okay, so we are talking about some politicians, butter politicians, and then we're talking about interests. Okay, now, who are the people we are showing how to play now? In the face of this so-called not too young to run bill. Now, we're saying, many people are coming out now and saying that they want to run as young people, they want to run for politics and all of those things. With all of these...
It's no longer a bill. You just...
Okay, not too young to run law. Okay, fine. Now, in the light of all that is happening right now, are they learning anything?
Yeah. Oh, yes, sure. They are learning. They are
to
learning,
do or
they
to
are
not
learning,
do.
They are learning how to be politicians. They are learning
in Nigeria.
All over the world.
Politicians in Nigeria.
All over the world. Don't forget.
In Nigeria, the impression is created that politicians would rather learn the ropes, the tricks of the trade, and not the trade itself. Intrigues. You know, how you play intra-party intrigues and...
everybody, So, okay, fine. You ply your trade in the market.
Yeah.
Now, when people come into the market, it's about who is able to catch the attention of the people coming into the market. So we're talking about learning the tricks of the trade. Of course, one of the tricks is
instead
to
of
make
the trade,
visible. Oh, they are already in the trade. They are in the trade, and the trade is politics.
They are learning the tricks.
Oh, the trade is politics.
Because
Who is learning now, citizens? Is it the young people that are learning or the people who are already in the game?
You mentioned the young people and what legacy they are leaving for them. You know, they want the young people to understand that learning the tricks is much more important than the trade itself. What do I mean? The RAPC says at the beginning when they were NAPC,
Okay.
that
NAPC or NPDP?
NPDP. New PDP.
Oh, okay, sorry, I'm sorry.
We understand, we understand.
But they metamorphosed into the RAPC
because that NPDP lost teeth. Okay, go on.
Did he lose teeth?
I'm just trying to.
No, hold on. They said we are not considered in this, that, and those appointments and so on. That's spelling it out.
Oh, sure.
So if they were settled, would there have been an RAPC?
In that permutation,
Yeah.
Citizen Jones, Emeka, where is the interest of the people?
No, we'll come to
No.
I'm interested in the people.
We will come to it, but let us settle this matter first of all. Now, you talk about spelling it out. They have spelled it out. That is the nature of politics. You must spell out.
You have captured all the juicy positions and so on. That's an interest. That's a vested
But the
interest.
elections are coming. Don't forget. Now, the
essentially
APC,
about negotiating for the next phase.
Partly, and then to make sure, because you don't only have to be in the game, you have to remain relevant in the game. And don't forget, look at the APC today. As it's in the beginning, it was made up of ACN, CPC, AMPP,
and a
slice, new PDP, and a tiny slice of ABGA. Now, in the beginning, you had Oyego from AMPP, the chairman.
Yeah.
Today, you have Oshomole from ACN, right? Now, CPC produced the president. ACN produced the vice president. So, what you now say is that the main players, the key players, are ACN and CPC.
NPDP, the Senate President, and the PDP, the Deputy Senate President. The Speaker, also from the same?
Yes, but what about the control of the party? The party chairman is also very important because the party chairman exerts his influence if he knows how to use his office.
We can go there, but
yeah.
Permit me to take you to the Second Republic when it was clearly defined that the leader of the party is the chairman.
Is the chairman.
Today, the chairman of a political party is not the leader. It's either the governor at the state level or the president.
That's very good.
And even now we have a national leader for this particular
You've even
party.
helped me to arrive at where I was heading to.
Okay.
That's why I said in my opening
I'll
remarks.
stop helping you.
That's why
Let's go.
That's why I said in my opening remarks that Oshomole is on a wrong note. Because if it was in the Second Republic, you could exert, your influence. You could say, oh, as a party chairman, you people, we don't care about you. But let me tell you, today, the party chairman is on the same level as any ordinary member because he can actually be swept aside by any governor.
That is a little debatable if we consider the topic at hand. But let me go to Kwara State. There's a gentleman waiting to team up with us. Abdul is here.
Yeah,
Abdul, I greet you. Welcome. Yep.
Hello.
You are on, sir. Welcome.
Good evening.
Thank you very much. Good evening, Citizen Jones.
Yep.
I really appreciate all when each time you are opening this program, I'm always happy with you.
You are always
I want to correct Emeka. Emeka, you are a journalist. You are not a politician. So you got most of it.
Please
wrong.
talk to them.
No, hold on.
I report politics. I report politics.
But
I should understand.
Abdul, seriously, they report politics.
And I should understand. The rudiments of politics.
Emeka is not on the right track. Are you and Citizen Jones are always on the track?
All right, Abdul, that will be all. Thank you. So we
So what I was saying is, just look at what
No,
happened.
the chairman of the party
does not have
as the leader of the party expectedly.
The leader of the party today is the president at the federal level. The leader of the party in the state is the governor.
No, let's talk about Nigeria generally.
No, I'm talking of Nigeria.
The leader of a party in Nigeria is the president.
today is the president.
So the chairman, national chairman of a party in Nigeria today is just playing
He's more
second
like an
fiddle?
administrative clerk.
Okay.
Oh dear.
Because if you look at it, look at what happened to Oyegun. Look at what happened to Oyegun. Governors were backing him that, okay, tenure elongation. They came to a meeting, they agreed, okay, fine, we'll give him tenure elongation. And then after the meeting, a few days later, things changed again. And what decided Oyegun's fate? It was the governors.
Emeka,
Was it the governors
Oh,
or
all right.
that they
hold on,
the position of the party in the first place?
Gentlemen, hold on. The backroom boys are telling me we must bury this in time. Let's take it home. Now, national chairman of APC, Adams Oshomole, says, I dismiss the threat of the RAPC. You take him seriously?
That's a joke.
Okay.
He can't.
Okay.
Because these people, you said, occupy number 3 position, occupy number 4 position, and those are the people you are dismissing.
Okay.
Of course, you heard about Saraki's acquittal by the Supreme Court. Yeah. That strengthens him politically.
Okay.
So, you can't dismiss such people because, one, you have solid adversaries in other parties who are watching. And permutations are going on. So if you say, it's like saying you don't need these people. All right, let's see how it's going to pan out.
All right. Are your tough times will call for tough choices? So you expect Adams to go that way?
I don't see any problem yet for 2 reasons. Number one, as I began, time is going to tell whether or not this is a substantial threat. Why? Because the NPDP clearly wasn't as much of a threat initially. Maybe it is now. Maybe we don't know what's going on, behind the, backroom boys and all of that. We don't know. Let's see how far this, because at some point, we're not really even hearing much of the NPDP anymore. So then the ARPC has come. RAPC has come out to say, okay, we're going to give you this again. So maybe this is just a renewal of the same onslaught. That's one. Number two, how far or how much people generally will take these people seriously is something I'm also waiting to see. Because at the end of the day, if politics is not about people, then what is it?
All right, then let the debate continue wherever you might be. Ayo is saying, what about the people? You think the people are ready for the coming days, interesting days ahead? Emeka says a national party chairman in this country is just a paper tiger. The debate must continue. Still to come, Okorocha celebrates as court nullifies Imo APC Congress, orders fresh conduct. Please stay with us. And so, moving on, folks, in our country, victory is sometimes contaminated because when you win, you lose. But don't get that twisted. Every victory has a price. You beat an enemy in a war, yet you lose the battle. A federal high court in Owerri, the Imo state capital, on Wednesday, nullified the ward and LGA congresses of the APC in that state. Justice Louis Alagoa ruled that since ward and LGA congresses were never held in Imo state, any purported result is null and void. A new exercise has been ordered. An overjoyed Governor Rochas Okorocha praised the judiciary for restoring hope in the judiciary, for restoring hope in the system too. Keen watchers are wondering if this victory is not contaminated, Ayo.
Well, I think we're just gonna have to watch. For a bit of time, Okorocha has been going around as the de facto governor emeritus, even before, vacating office.
Taking us to where we started from.
Yes,
Should Okorocha be the strong man of Imo politics or the chairman of the party in his state?
Well,
which is where the wahala is.
Clearly, it's an arguable fact. And this, almost all of our conversation today is about politics. And that's not to be taken away. One thing is quite clear. Interest. We began with that.
Vested interest.
Yeah, it's usually
vested interest.
Where I always have a problem, sincerely, I still go back there. Who has won? Is it Okorocha that won, or the people? Is there a win already?
Yeah, he and
or
his
not.
supporters.
I'm talking about the people who don't have vested personal political interests, but social interests, because a political party is supposed to be a vehicle for providing good governance, social amenities, good life for the people. But so if
you read the book too?
I don't know which book you're talking about, but if ultimately people do not win, so to speak, then there is no win anywhere so far. So what I'm only waiting for is, okay, let's see what the fallout of this is going to be. Who has determined what here and now? Is what I'm just disturbed that right now, okay, we remember what happened, you know, in this same Imo State when the system in there pretty much broke the back of Okorocha with all kinds of things, and then right now he's probably rejoicing that, okay, finally, I haven't lost after all. But then again, I go back to the back room. What happened in the background before this news came out?
In the next battle.
Or even before this one, because in the previous battle that brought out this court judgment. Because as someone said to me earlier today, you get judgment. How you get it may be questionable, but you get it.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Emeka, you know, in politics, I'm told that 2 and 2 will not give you 4, but give you 22, which is part of the problem. So,
Is that mathematics or arithmetic?
Political mathematics.
Mathematics.
You agree with that?
Oh, sure.
That's why, Ayo, when you
Who is making the calculation?
Yeah,
No wonder our budgets are always so high.
you are told 2 and 2, because you never said 2 plus 2.
2
Now, and 2.
Okay, so you just put them beside each other.
Now, Governor Okorocha is happy about this judgment, which this table believes is a Pyrrhic victory. There's another battle ahead. You are having to do the ward and state congresses all over again. This is where the people come in.
Oh, yeah, because it's the people that will vote.
Yeah.
Like I said,
expectedly.
It's the people that will vote. And it's the people that will decide whether they get a good deal or no deal. It is the people, because it's always about the people. You see, there are delegates, there are people who vote. You know, it's not ghosts that go to elections. It's not ghosts that vote in congresses.
From the report, from the prologue we heard now, it's like there was no election. That's what it sounds like.
Well,
Yeah, but that's what the court said.
That's what the court said. But the other side, those who claim they won, of course, they can go to, they can go on appeal.
More like the court is saying it was a kangaroo election.
Yeah, they can go on appeal, but the issue is that...
Because that's why I said there has
But
to
the
be
issue is that if it gets to the Supreme Court, I believe it will not be a very tidy scenario for the APC. It's not going to be very, very
Emeka,
tidy.
and this is dangerous for our democracy, where the court, rather than the ballot box, determines the outcome of elections.
Yeah, that's why I said that politicians,
So, yeah,
politicians, that's what I'm talking about, intrigues in politics. It's the same politicians who say in their own constitutions that party matters should be decided by the parties. But the same politicians will always take party matters to the courts.
Oh, yeah.
So you don't blame the judiciary. The judge will rule on facts, you know, on facts before the court.
Yeah.
So right now, Governor Okorocha has won, at least at this point. But it's now left to his opponents to decide on what to do. Will they go along with that, or will they go on appeal? Now, the issue is this. Since 2007, you see that the politics in Imo has always been, you know,
Topsy-turvy.
like they say, one kind, you know, neither, you know, you don't see a clear path heading towards elections. And it was the same thing.
Emeka, don't you fear the RAPC will dovetail into this thing?
Well,
Latch onto it.
The RAPC, it's a block, like he said, within
Well, don't forget,
the APC.
the bloc will exist in states, so...
Oh, why not? Oh, why not? Of course, in fact, Shomole has already talked about bread and butter. So he has even defined it very well. So anybody who wants bread and butter. So that means there's bread and butter in APC. That's one thing he's saying.
In politics.
No, in APC. No, because we're talking about RAPC,
APC, okay.
not RPDP. or RSDP. So that means there's bread and butter in APC. That's what he's telling people. And so, definitely, what do you expect people are going to do? They're going to look for that bread and butter.
I'm wondering whether it is inside APC or Nigeria, and everybody wants a slice.
No, we are talking of APC, first of all. At least that's the fact on the table.
Let it be a
Could
metaphor,
this also be?
a metaphor for...
Could this also be a problem of size, because or success? Because I mean, over time, when
Unexpected success.
no, it,
There was no
it is
definite plan.
expected success.
No, there wasn't a definite plan to manage that success.
As there was no definite plan to manage the bigness, the size or the success of Nigeria after independence.
Well, that's a story for another day. But the issue is this: you see, in every political party, even the PDP.
Sorry, let me just, maybe you can respond to this, because I think that's one of the challenges that the APC is having now, which is a major issue when PDP became so strong and so big, because PDP probably also had such unexpected success, all right, and there was no system to manage it. And therefore, they went the way they were, and then there's a lot of dissipation, and things are still so falling apart now, the center is yet not holding.
Yeah.
Maybe the same thing is what is happening with the APC now.
And which is too sad, because it's so early in the day. It's just early in the day.
Are you sure it wasn't the same thing with the PDP then, only that because there were so many interests?
No.
And
PDP,
there was no threat so big as
PDP didn't have this kind of
Was you a member of the PDP?
this kind of, but I've been following politics.
Emeka, you are...
We are here to analyze politics.
Unbeknownst to you, you are... Don't get dragged into it by Ayo.
No, the fact of the matter is that,
You are supposed to sit on the fence.
Oh,
now,
sure.
but
What
one thing,
analyze the issue?
one thing is clear: a monster is never destroyed; it destroys itself.
Which is what's happening. That's why I say it's unfortunate.
So when it
It's
happened
too
to
early
the
in the
PDP,
day.
people were not too surprised.
But after 16 years,
Yeah.
it took time. At least the PDP was able to take care of its initial
I'm not sure that is
division.
completely
You are pro PDP. We are talking generally. Now the APC.
What am I being?
Hold
how
on,
am I being
hold
pro
on.
PDP?
But
APC is having problems.
Emeka,
Less than 4 years.
Hold on. Come on. In politics, 5 minutes is a long time. So not to talk of your 16 years, but it's a long time. But I'm saying the APC is experiencing its own intra-party palaver. So must they wait for 16 years?
No, for me, it's either of two things. They could come out of this stronger and more united, or they could come out of this disintegrated and disunited. So, for me, I hope that they can come out of this more united and stronger. Why?
Now, Imo.
Because
Imo,
a political
okay,
party
let's
is an
take
association of
Imo
people
home.
like minds. Yes.
The re-election, the World Congress and State Congress will, I don't know about the new date, but the Congress, we're looking ahead of the Congress.
Yeah.
You expect everybody to go rearm?
Oh, do politicians ever go to bed? Politicians never go to bed. Every development...
I hear they go, but they hardly sleep.
Yeah, every development is an opportunity to rearm, like you said. So definitely in Imo, it is not a total victory for the governor, because he will have to sit down and...
All right.
kinds of permutations.
yes, and look at all kinds, and then he cannot dismiss his opponents.
Emeka, I don't want to keep Monday on a Friday waiting. He's in Edo State. Monday, I greet you. Good evening.
Good evening, Citizen Hussein.
I greet you, sir.
How is today?
Well, it's okay. Rain no fall here. What about your side?
I'm all right. We thank God.
So, Imo
In fact,
State.
I'm enjoying your discussion.
Thank you.
The funny thing is that our judiciary, well, it's dry. It's dry and cool. Yeah, in fact, let me first of all acknowledge you, Hussein.
Thank
you
you,
are
sir.
oracle of journalism. I appreciate you for that. Let me be
I'll tell my
also.
mother. Thank you. Go on.
God bless you. You know, the laughable situation we are in Nigeria is a pity situation that our judiciary, there is no confidence in our judiciary. And that the issue of Imo Congress is a funny issue. This is the same governor whom the party were accusing the hierarchy of the party. But today they turn around to give you that verdict. And that is where, when the rich have problems, the court just give express a verdict.
Monday, that's politics.
Problem,
Yeah, Monday, that's politics for you. That's politics.
Yeah, I agree with you. The issue of Russia, Okorocha, in fact, it's a pity situation. I'm not happy over it.
Okay.
That is the reason why they keep doing mega rally or no rally.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Monday. Gentlemen, Ayo, how do we take it home?
Well, I think again, there is a perspective that Emeka added to this conversation, which I think is very instructive, and it's not new. You know, the Second Republic was indeed a masterstroke in politics, because the chairman of the party was the chairman of the party.
Oh, I cannot forget late AMA Akinloye. I cannot.
Oh, he's late. I didn't know that, but you know,
he was chairman of the almighty NPN.
NPN, and the man was so powerful. A wine
champagne.
Champagne was made in his name. And he was so powerful. I don't know how philosophically powerful he was, but he was a very, very powerful person. In our climb today, it's not looking in the same direction. I think we should find a way to really define the role of the chairman of a political party as opposed to the leader.
And I can only hope that, Emeka, that the people he keeps talking about will become joiners, co-joiners and co-formers of political parties in taking it home.
Sure. But you see, in Nigeria, politics is heavily monetized. It's about who doles out the benefits, the bread and butter. Again,
the stomach infrastructure.
It's about who doles it out. So in this case, Rochas may have won in the court, but he knows within him that it's not a total victory, because these guys are on ground. These guys are seasoned politicians.
So, as I said, his victory is somehow contaminated.
Well, would I say contaminated? I may not agree with that word, contaminated, but he still has to do a lot of work.
Emeka,
It's a shaky one.
Okay.
So he still has to negotiate.
Emeka, if you were casting a headline, I'm sure you would have said something like, Okorocha wins in court. So let the debate continue. Now, our next topic. Crime and policing in Nigeria are as intricate as contextualizing the extenuating circumstances under which policing is understood here. Bogged down by inadequate equipment and low morale plus poor incentive, the Nigerian policeman carries on nonetheless with the hazards of the trade in tow. On Monday, July the 2nd, 7 policemen were gruesomely murdered in cold blood by gunmen during a stop-and-search operation. The Nigerian Senate has invited the Inspector General, Ibrahim Idris, to appear before it. Gentlemen, the idea is to get his perspectives on the killing, and of course, the protest by policemen in Borno State. Yeah.
Well, I have had to hold this conversation somewhere else, especially about the mobile policemen that protested, and I think I've also held this.
Protested non-payment of legitimate allowances.
Citizen Jones, they protested. Whatever it is, that was the reason. It's standard practice. It's rare, if not unethical, for policemen to protest. Everybody, at least has a fair understanding of that. So whatever the reason was for which they protested shouldn't have happened. Because if policemen are protesting that they have not been paid, mobile policemen, a higher level of policemen than just the specially trained, So if they have not, if they are protesting not being paid, and this is not the first time it's happening. This is not the first time security operatives have not been paid in a sensitive and delicate area like Maiduguri.
And in peacetime.
In peacetime. Well, can we say it is peacetime in Maiduguri with all the threats that have happened in that area over the years?
Supposed peacetime. The question breaks into two. Number one, was the money appropriated? Was it approved for payment? Number two, was it received by senior officers?
Citizen Jones, It is immaterial to me as it is. As
It is material.
Wait, now let me land. It is immaterial
the
to me.
policemen expected to survive.
Sorry, Emeka, hold. It is immaterial to. Well, let me bring this home. What it means, what their protest means, is that if I was being robbed at that time, those guys are not going to report to me. They're not going to respond to me.
You must be fair. You know, as journalists, we look at the whole side to a particular issue. You know the story of three men look at an elephant from 3 angles. Another angle is, was the money approved? We should be interested.
Jones, you are looking at this elephant from above. I'm looking at it from the leg now.
From your angle?
Yes, from one. I'm just looking at one perspective, which many people may not be looking at. Yes, I'm a broadcast journalist, but I'm a development enthusiast. And as a development enthusiast, I'm telling you that if at any point, at that time those guys were protesting, there was any fracas, there is no way they will respond to me as a citizen. Yeah. So even if they are killing me or they are maiming me, 24 hours before, 24 hours after, they will not respond to me. Sorry, no, wait, you can't just pass it on. We are quarreling, Mr. Citizen. We are quarreling. Now, the Senate has done a good thing to invite these guys, which is a good thing. The question you want to ask is there no senator representing anywhere in Maiduguri?
There is.
Now, why did they have to wait until such a time as this for such a thing to happen?
Ayo must be reminded that because he wants to die over this matter, does not make the matter very, very much more important than if the money had been approved. And I want you to look at, even if from a very...
the salaries of security operatives not be approved. Why would it not?
Good.
It's even unthinkable. It's unthinkable.
Don't lose your cool. Don't
they
lose
are
your
civil
cool.
servants. Okay? No. First of all, they are civil servants. 1, 2. They have a police service commission, right? So why would the money not be approved? Why would it not be appropriated?
I'm looking at the other angle, which is this corruption we are talking about. It has many sizes and shapes.
So was corruption involved? We have to be sure. Was corruption involved?
Please don't. I don't want tomorrow I come here and say I was misquoted. I'm saying, don't you think there should be appropriation somewhere? Approve this money for these people. Did you sign? Did anybody collect the money? If yes, why were they not paid? Which provoked the protest.
It's very unfortunate, just like I was saying, that even if the money was not appropriated or was not approved, these guys did not just wake up and decide to take to the streets. There was a build-up.
6 months.
The police authorities knew that people were complaining.
Which is what we say all the time. Emeka, over time, the debate had been on, and for me, it should be a non-event by expecting the military to usurp the functions of the police. The internal security of any country, the internal security of any country
on the police.
That's it.
On the Nigerian police.
Equip the police, give it what it needs, and so on. That we must not lose sight of that.
Oh, sure, I agree with you. I mean, when I got the news of that protest, I was very uncomfortable because the killing of policemen or scenario where policemen are protesting, those are very dangerous. These are dangerous. I mean, dangerous. Policemen at the checkpoint, stop and search, 7 just killed like that. So what about ordinary civilians who move about without any form of protection? They depend on these policemen. 7 killed just like that. Please. It's not just, it's something.
Sorry, there's an Emmanuel here. Emmanuel, I greet you. Welcome.
Yes, sir.
Are you there? Welcome. Let's go. We are on, sir. Are we in business? All right. So
no, for me, I feel the police authorities should do something about it. This is not the first time. Remember, one of the things that led to the removal of, I think the major thing that led to the removal of the current chairman of the Police Service Commission, Mushili Smith, was a strike by policemen, if you remember.
No.
In 2002.
No. Okay.
Yeah, in 2002.
All right. Okay.
Yes, under Obasanjo.
All right.
There was a strike by policemen. And that was one of the things, in fact, that's the major reason why he was removed.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, something close to that is happening again. Policemen protesting
You
under.
wonder if this is not a conspiracy. Emeka still holding the same thread. Don't forget the discussion. Senate summons IG. Can you drop questions for the senators?
First of all, I would like to appeal to the IG not to politicize this invitation. Please, he should heed the invitation. He should go. But the issue is this: you've already even drawn some of the questions.
No.
Was the money appropriated? Was it approved?
That's it.
And why was it not paid?
Just a minute. We have Umar, Abuja. Welcome, Umar. I greet you.
Good evening, Joe.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Yes, you see, the maker has never been an objective citizen. He has always been biased. Since this protest took place in Maiduguri, has he gone to Maiduguri to investigate to know whether the money was appropriated for or not? That is one. But those guys, to hold that city, the major road, to ransom for over 3 hours shooting on air, if you were to be military, irrespective of what they are owing them, that is mutiny. That is one. Then two, I'm going to take it back. I'm sorry, that's point of order. The issue of politics. You see, if you watch those people that said they are RAPC, person like
Omar, I'm sorry. Omar, don't break the rule. We had since gone past. So the police, it's key.
Okay.
If we get policing right in this country, so many things will be fixed. I'm telling you.
Hello?
Yeah, Omar.
Go on.
Okay.
Yeah, for me, maybe he didn't get me.
Emeka, don't go to court.
I'm not even bothered about his comment. For me, I said earlier that for policemen to take to the streets in protest, it's a very dangerous development.
Oh, yeah.
It's very dangerous. And for me, the police authorities should have been proactive on this matter. It's not something you wait, you allow to happen. You nip it in the bud. You walk ahead to make sure it doesn't happen. That's why I was asking, was corruption involved? I don't want to look at everything as corruption.
But you were not asking me. Emeka, it begs the issue.
Yeah.
If these people, 6 months going,
Yes.
they were being owed.
Yes. For 6 months.
Legitimate
For 6
earnings. Are you saying from somewhere the money was not appropriated? So you must interrogate that.
Yeah,
and ask if
that's the question the IG has to answer.
So let's drop the questions because the senators are watching.
The IG has to answer, and the senators.
First of all,
yes.
Do you see Mr. IG appearing?
He has to appear.
No.
He has to appear in the interest
do you
of the
see
Nigerian
him
police.
Appearing?
Well, I can't decide for him.
Okay.
Maybe he may have had a change of heart.
Okay.
He may have had a change of heart.
Ayo, do you see him appearing? Let's start from there.
Okay, if we say whether or not he will appear, I think there is something that Emeka mentioned earlier, excuse me, which is let him not politicize the issue.
Yeah.
I will begin that conversation
we are bearing
by saying,
it right away. We're bearing it.
The Senate not make this another vindictive effort. Let's
because
face
lives are involved.
the issue. Because lives are involved.
People have been killed.
Lives and property are involved.
Unfortunately.
Okay, so that's a very, very crucial part of it. But Citizen Jones, I'm still questioning what will make anyone imagine that it is not important to factor in the welfare of the police whose lives you put at danger, you put at risk for the lives of other people, and you say that you are not taking care of their welfare. I can't even imagine that they were not.
Okay, I hear from the back room again, we must bury this here. But I think government should help us a lot. Let's stop scapegoating the police. Yeah. We can do a lot more for the police. Yeah. Now, for a country fighting to appreciate the art of governance, understanding what constitutes a suspicious asset is a bit of a knotty issue. President Muhammadu Buhari has appended his signature to an executive order number 6 of 2018, aimed at, hear this, restricting dealings in suspicious assets subject to investigation or inquiry bordering on corruption in order to preserve such assets from dissipation or corruption. This is a tall order. In the coming days, very interesting days.
I made a note to try to explore what an executive order is.
Okay.
I think I want to begin from there.
Yeah.
Well, Emeka might have a better perspective of that than I do, but I made a note to find out what exactly an executive order is. It's an instrument of law, pretty much in line with whatever laws are extant and all of that, but this is like a set of teeth for existing laws. So now, which law this is in tandem with, I'm not a lawyer, so I may not really be able to say. But it's an instrument.
The big idea is to give more bite to the anti-corruption war.
The anti-corruption war.
Yeah.
Now, the question is, will this be another politicized issue or not? Because some people, I mean, it looks clear that it looks pretty much like the president is trying to target some people in an election year.
Okay.
So let's just check. Is this another effort?
Are you thinking aloud, or was that you speaking?
Well, maybe one or both.
I agree
or
with him.
Either way.
I agree with him because
Umar will not agree with you.
well, he's my friend. Well, he has a right. He has a right not to agree with me. It's okay.
But it is this. Let's break it down.
Okay.
And whether the president is targeting anybody or not, that's not the business.
Corruption has to be fought.
If your asset is being investigated, that's breaking down the order. If your asset is being investigated, your ownership is suspended until investigations are over. That cannot be a bad thing to do.
Yeah, but for me, fighting that with an doing that with an executive order, to me, how far can it go? You remember Donald Trump's executive order, singling out certain nationals of certain countries. It was contested up to the Supreme Court, even though the Supreme Court, the U.S. Supreme Court said, okay, it was, no, but you remember it was reversed at different times and all of that. So I would have preferred.
But this is a particularly different order.
It's an executive order. It is
not particularly different executive order. That one of Trump does not apply
here. It was an
here.
executive order.
Hey, but it's not the same law we are talking about.
You didn't. No. What I was trying to say was that it was contested in court. So you should expect that it will be contested in court. So
even,
it is not.
Even after you agreed that it's designed to give teeth
of course.
to the anti-corruption
Why not?
war.
Why not?
So
yes.
who will go to court to fight that?
Oh,
people. If my assets are seized, for instance, if my assets are affected, for instance, and I feel that this is that there is no. I mean, the law says he who alleges must prove. I have to go to court because my name is at stake, my assets are at stake, and a lot of other things are involved. So you can't expect people to just take it lying down and just let it go. Definitely they will contest it. But the other thing is this.
So people like former Minister of Petroleum Resources, who has had a number of her assets frozen, can go to court?
No, you see, I think that executive order, maybe, I want to believe it's for a specific reason. Because already, I was also wondering, what was it really said? What did it really set out to achieve? Because the EFCC has made significant strides, in its interactions with other anti-corruption groups around the world. The EFCC has really done a lot, trying to internationalize the fight against corruption. You can even see a country like Angola, already following the line, of assets recovery. You can see some other countries, even Sierra Leone. In Sierra Leone, you can see something like that. So I believe the fight against corruption has actually gone beyond just an executive order. EFCC has really done a lot. They've been able to get some, even though they've had some bungled cases, but they've also been able to make some significant strides. We must give it to them.
Yeah.
Now, what will the executive order do? I don't know.
I think one of the
I don't know what it will do.
I think one of the things that the executive order may be targeting is to expand the scope of the fight beyond EFCC.
No, why not just review? Why not just
I mean,
amend the
for
EFCC
instance,
Act?
there are, I mean, you know that an executive order goes to ministries, departments, and agencies directly controlled by the executive.
Yes.
So if that is the case, maybe that's what the government is pretty much really doing.
Ayo, please, let me take John in Ogun State. John, I greet you. Welcome. Hello, John.
Hello, good evening, gentlemen.
I greet you, sir.
Yeah, well done. Please, I want to ask a question. Can we please answer this objectively? Are we fighting corruption in any way?
You are asking me.
That is the first point. Are we fighting corruption in any way to want to invoke an executive order at a year preceding an election? There will be so many suspicions. There will be so many suspicions around from opposition and people even within the party. Because over the years, this administration came, there's always been suspicions about how we fight corruption.
John,
what are we doing to fight corruption?
John,
is it about processes or executive order?
John, I grant you that. You know, I can't stand in your way of free expression. But John, let me ask you, is there a particularly proper time to fight corruption, or a particularly wrong time to fight corruption? Okay.
No, I think if...
But help him. Is there a particularly right time or correct or incorrect time to fight corruption?
The answer is no and no. But I think one of the thing that came to mind as he was talking is, it is interesting that anytime any effort is made, our default position is to suspect it, no matter how well intentioned.
It's a fault line.
It's a global thing.
Yes.
No, there's no country where people accept every
It's
policy.
very, very interesting and, if permit me to say, sad.
But some countries don't, Emeka, some countries like China don't accept, it's a no for them, corruption.
But what about outside China?
Let me talk about China.
If we begin to discuss Chinese business outside China, that is another.
Chinese. Any business
but I'm talking about
to the environment
outside China.
Please, Emeka, don't corrupt this discussion, okay?
I'm not a politician. Somebody said
so
it
let's stay in our lane.
No, basically, what I'm saying is that
corruption should be a no for any country. No country can stop corruption. But if you are found out, you should be able to pay.
Oh, sure.
You're winding down.
You see, for me, I didn't say the executive order is wrong. But for me, I believe that we've gone beyond the issuance of an executive order on such a matter, unless maybe it's targeted at, there's a perception that the courts don't move fast enough on such. And then maybe because of the elections, the president thinks that, okay, some kinds of suspicious money may move around.
Isn't it possible to discuss outside of the elections?
That's why
it's difficult. It's difficult to do so.
But it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be.
It's difficult.
We should be able to take issues on their own.
Can't we look at this issue minus the election? You are closing.
Well, Nigerian politicians should answer that.
Okay. You are not one of them. Ayo.
I think as a people, I keep going back there. If we continue to play the game of politicking that the politicians want us to play, we will not be able to address the real issues as a people. We won't ask the right questions. We will not be able to take the politicians up on the crucial issues that should be our focus for the elections. And we will again employ the wrong people come 2019.
All right, we stop it there. Gentlemen, on a crazy note will end. I saw my beautiful France beat hard-fighting Uruguay 2-0, Emeka. Yeah. And so now France are the inside favorites.
In France, made up of mainly foreign players.
Okay, they get 8 black players for that team.
All Africans.
It is the last African team at the World Cup. So, All right, Emeka.
So Africa is still in the World Cup.
It's still there. Emeka Madunagu, many
Thank
thanks.
you very much.
Enjoy your Friday. How your marking day.
Thank you very much, Citizen
So
Joe.
that's it, folks. But do join, watch a repeat broadcast of this edition at 11 this evening, and of course, on other platforms, showing on the screen. We also are on YouTube at youtube.com/TVC News Nigeria. I am Jones Hussein, Citizen Jones Hussein. Bye-bye now. Take care.